If you're over the age of 50, there are 2 shoulder exercises that you should absolutely avoid. And in today's video, I'm going to reveal what those exercises are and then give you some alternatives to replace them with. If you don't know who I am, my name is Harlow and I'm the Over-Fifties specialist physio here at HT Physio in Farnham. And it's my job to help to keep you mobile, independent, active, strong, and able to do all of your favourite hobbies, no matter your age. So we're going to be showing you the exercises to avoid in just a moment, and then I'm going to give you some alternatives. But before I show you them, I just want to let you know that the advice in this video is not suitable for everyone. Please do get checked out by your doctor just to make sure it applies to you before you put it into action. And if the exercises I suggest cause you any pain, just avoid them. Anyway, let's have a look at the ones to avoid and the ones to replace them with now. So I'm going to show you 2 shoulder exercises you should probably avoid if you're over 50 and some great alternatives today. The reason I'm making this video is because in the gym the other day, I saw a gentleman who was probably in his late 60s doing these 2 exercises. It was brilliant. He was going in, he was training shoulders. I thought, fair play to you, but he was doing these exercises. He didn't look comfortable. After he finished his set, he was kind of like rubbing his shoulders. And I didn't know if he thought it was normal to feel some pain when you do them. But I just wanted to go up and say, look, mate, there's a couple of better things you could be doing. Obviously, I didn't, because that's terrible gym etiquette. But I want to try and avoid other people going through this as well. So these 2 exercises, there's no extra benefit to doing them because there's some alternatives that are just as good, probably better. So the first exercise I think you should avoid if you're over 50 with your shoulders is the behind neck press. So the behind neck press looks something like this. So you'll be using a barbell with some weights. You start with the bar behind your head like this, and then you come up and then back down like this. And the reason I don't particularly like this exercise is because, first of all, it puts your shoulders into the extremes of lateral rotation. I find that quite difficult to do just because of my past shoulder injuries. So if you've got any degree of arthritis in your shoulders, it's going to put that joint under a lot of stress. And the second reason I don't like this exercise is because it can hurt your neck as well. When people start straining, they often bring their neck forward like this, and that isn't great. There's also that risk that you're going to drop it down onto your neck, which is obviously not very good if you've got significant weight there. And I just don't think there's any extra benefit to doing it that way rather than doing it in different ways, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So avoid the behind the neck press if you're over 50. I just don't think it's the best thing for you. The second exercise that I saw this gentleman doing, which just didn't look comfortable, you could almost see him wincing each time he did it, is the upright row, particularly with a narrow grip. Now the upright row, again, you can use either a cable with one of these attachments or a barbell for it. You would stand with your hands quite close together, up like this, and you row up, bringing the bar up towards you like this. Now it's this position here which tends to cause the problems. And it's this position here that we would call in physio world an impingement position, okay? So impingement basically means that you're putting your shoulder in a position where the rotator cuff is being pinched by the bones, okay? So you've got some bones in your shoulder. If we put our shoulder in this position, we bring the bones down onto the rotator cuff and we can pinch it. And sometimes that can be okay, but many times that can cause pain. So I just don't think it's great for people with rotator cuffs that might not be at 100% health. So the upright row like this is good because it works your deltoid muscles like this. It also does work your rotator cuff, but I just think for over 50s, there's better alternatives. So I would also avoid the upright row. It definitely didn't look comfortable for that gentleman in the gym. Maybe it was fine, but I just thought looking at him, there's better things that he could probably be doing. So let's talk about some alternatives. So if you're doing the behind the neck press like this, the best thing really to do if you want to do a pressing movement is to just bring it in front of you and to do it like this. And we call this the military press. You can see that my neck is now in a better position. I pull my head in, so I'm retracting my chin like this, pushing up like that, and then coming back down. Obviously, if you're doing this in a nice, clean up and down movement, you're not going to catch your nose on the way back down. And that's one of the reasons we keep our neck, chin in. And what we're doing here is we're just taking our elbows from down here and driving them up above us like this. So this works pretty much all of your deltoid muscles. It also works your triceps at the back of the arm. It's a fantastic exercise. And to make this safe for your lower back, because some people do worry about lower back pain when they do this, I would say the best thing to do is to squeeze your glutes at the back. So squeeze your bum together as you do this exercise, coming up and then back down. So I'm squeezing my bum. What that's doing is protecting my lower back, and then I'm coming up and back down nice and easy. And I like to bring the bar all the way down to about collarbone height. Some people stop here, but you're not getting that full stretch on the deltoid, which means you're not going to get the results you want unless you come right down through that full range of motion. It's just much better to do it that way. It's a great habit to work a full range of motion wherever you can. So the military press is a great alternative. I'm going to give you another alternative if you want to use dumbbells instead of a barbell, because some people, even with this movement, they just find there's too much restriction with the bar, so having separate weights in each hand might be better. Let's have a look at that now. So an alternative exercise that you can do with dumbbells is just the dumbbell press, and I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to look at another alternative too. So I've got a couple of dumbbells here, which are just small weights in each hand, and the dumbbell press is very simple. You can do this either sitting freely, like I am now, or with your back rested against a bench, and you start with your shoulders up like this. You almost want the dumbbells resting on the fronts of your shoulders, and then keeping that nice stable spine, you're going to go up and then back down. So it looks something like this. So this is a nice exercise because it works all those same muscles, but because you've got some more freedom between the hands, you can allow your elbows to slightly drift forward. If you're struggling with shoulder pain, that can sometimes take the shoulder pain away. And you can also get a wider range of motion with the dumbbells, I find. And it actually feels quite different to using a bar. Sometimes I prefer to use dumbbells in my own regime. Sometimes the bar. It's good to have a mix between the two if you want to really work your shoulders. So that is the dumbbell press. There's another alternative you could use, which I quite like as well, and we call this the Arnold press. And this was popularized by Schwarzenegger, Arnold Schwarzenegger, who invented this exercise. And it's another great way to hit all the different parts of your shoulder. So it looks kind of similar, but this time we're going to start with the dumbbells like this. So we have knuckles facing outwards, fingers facing inwards. You're going to hold the dumbbells into your chest, and then you're going to rotate out and up, and then down, and then come back in like that. So out and up, and then down and in. And this is much harder than just the straightforward dumbbell press because we've got a fuller range of motion, and we've also got that rotation at the end, but it's a lovely way to hit your shoulders in a well-rounded way. It also tends to be much safer than that behind the neck press that we saw that I was doing earlier today. And this is just another great exercise to help you build those shoulders in a safe and comfortable way. Again, you can do that exercise with a free back like I did, or you can do it leaning back against a bench like this if you want your back supported. But either of those are better alternatives than the behind the neck press. So earlier on we said to avoid the upright row, but we want something to replace that with in our routines. And I would argue that the upright row really works your middle deltoid, okay, your lateral deltoid. So we want something that can work that area of the body without causing stress. And I think there's no better exercise for that than the lateral raise. The lateral raise is really easy to do. It gives you just as many benefits as the upright row, just without the impingement. So for this to work, you're going to need some dumbbells, or you can use resistance bands as well. And the movement looks kind of like this. Okay, so we're almost pretending we're a bird, and we're taking our arms or our wings out to the side like this, trying to actually raise the elbow as high as we can. Now, I like to do this with a semi-straight arm. So I've got a very slight bend in the elbows, not very much. And then we come back down nice and slow. And technique is everything in this exercise. You don't need very much weight to make it work. So I'm going to use my two dumbbells here. And you start off with a nice upright posture. Keep your chin in and your shoulders back. And then we're going to raise those dumbbells up and out like that, and then slowly come back down. So again, up and out, and then slowly back down. So you can see I'm trying to raise my elbows up whilst also bringing my hands up as well, keeping those arms just about as straight as feels comfortable, but not locking them out. So up and out, and then back down. Now look how high I'm lifting. I'm trying to get my elbows just above my shoulders and then back down. Now if this is very painful for you, which it might be if you already have rotator cuff problems, you can still get benefit from doing half the movement. So just coming from here and back down, but don't use that just because you want to lift heavy weights. It's much better to go lighter and go higher if you can, but if you feel you've got impingement or you've got pain, going down here is actually a nice way to rehabilitate rotator cuff problems sometimes, and it can save you the pain. But ideally, we want to get all the way up here, not using the momentum of the body, just using the muscles in the shoulders. Now, when you've done a set of those, you want to be feeling it here. You might also be feeling it a bit in your traps. That's quite normal because those trapezius muscles have to activate to lift your arm. You can't actually get away from that, but really we want to be feeling it here at least a bit in order to make that set a success. Now with the lateral raise, I would work up to sets of 15, maybe 20 in a row, several times over, about a minute's rest between sets, maybe 2 minutes if you need it. And then that is a fantastic exercise to add to your shoulder workout. So those are 2 shoulder exercises to avoid if you're over the age of 50 and some great alternatives. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, do drop a comment below and let me know, because I promise I do read them all and it does help me to improve these videos. So thank you if you take the time to do that. And if you want to get more from me, you can pick up a copy of my book. It's called Thriving Beyond 50 and it's got loads of advice and tips and tricks and stuff that you found in this video inside. You can pick up a copy on Amazon by using the link below, and thank you very much if you do that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time in watching these videos. It means a lot to me, and I look forward to speaking to you on the next video.